And we are live. What's going on, gentlemen? How you guys doing? Big fight on Thursday. Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. We'll wait for a few people to get in, and we'll talk some boxing. Just a chill one tonight, just a quick one. We'll see how long it lasts. Don't really plan on going too long, but we'll see. We'll see. Okie dokie. Yeah, we've got Tone in the chat. What's up, Tone? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Okie dokie. I've got loads of things open in the background. Let's get rid of this shit. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Let's minimize that. Kind of watching the football in the background. The Chelsea game's on. So I've got half an eye on that as well. Well, it's not started yet, but it starts soon. Chelsea Ajax. Should be a good game. Yeah, what's up, Boxing Virus? How you doing, man? Another one of the regulars, Boxing Virus. Shout out. Always nice of you to drop by. And we've got Big Stiff Idiot. What's going on, man? How you doing? That name always gets me every single time. Every single time. You guys looking forward to the fight this, not even weekend, sorry. The fight on Thursday, sorry. Nonito Donaire versus Inoue. Very good fight, man. Very good fight. Okay, Boxing Virus. You used to be OmniSurge Media. Yeah, you are a regular. Yeah, man. I remember your old name. Never realised that was you, though. I'm glad I know that. Okie dokie. StreamYard sometimes really ain't the best. Okay. But yeah, if you have any predictions for the fight, drop them in the comments, man. Who have you got? Have you got Donaire pulling the upset? Or do you expect Inoue to get the job done as he's expected to? My official pick is Inoue by stoppage. I believe he'll get Donaire out of there, I would say, in the mid-rounds. For me, obviously, just, he's younger, he's fresher. He's a very good body puncher as well. And Nonito Donaire making bantamweight at 36 years old, maybe those body shots of Inoue will take it out of Donaire. And I could see a scenario where he gets stopped to the body in the mid-rounds due to accumulation. I do think Donaire has a very good chin, so I don't think we'll see Inoue flatline Donaire. I don't think he'll get knocked out cold, but I just believe the accumulation from the younger man will be too much for him to deal with, And yeah, I've got Inoue by mid-round stoppage. 5 or 6 rounds, I would say. 5, 6, 7 rounds, in and around those rounds. Inoue by stoppage. More than likely body shots. Yo, Stephen Lawler in the chat. What's going on, Stephen? How you doing? Unrivaled's got Inoue on points. Yeah, I've seen a few people say that. A lot of people are saying Donaire's durable enough to take Inoue the distance. I can see that. He hasn't been knocked out at bantamweight. He's not been beaten at bantamweight, so it's definitely a good shout. I just think, the weight, the whole idea that he's cutting weight at 36 to make bantamweight, Inoue's really going to test that body, man. He really is. But, it's an intriguing fight. I expect Inoue to win, but there's enough there to keep you interested. Nonito Donaire has genuine punching power in that left hook. If he catches Donaire coming in, if he catches Inoue coming in, then who knows? You never know. Because Inoue comes in and sometimes his guard is pretty low. He's actually open for the left hook, to be honest with you. And yeah, if he gets caught with that shot by Donaire, he could get knocked out. He could get knocked out. It's not like Inoue is a great defensive fighter. He's not. He gets hit quite a bit. He does. He gets hit quite a bit. There's a few fights where he's been hit. The Carmona fight, for example. I know he was injured in that fight, but still, he was getting caught quite a lot in that bout. Even the Rodriguez fight, Rodriguez was finding the target. He just didn't. He didn't really have enough to keep Inoue at bay. But it's a good fight, man. It's a good fight. It's one of those fights where you wouldn't be shocked if Donaire pulled it off. You wouldn't be shocked. C188, the year of the upsets, yes sir. We had Joshua losing to Ruiz. We had Robeisy Ramirez losing his pro debut. Marcus Brown, he lost to Jean Pascal. We've had a lot of upsets this year. So you never know. You never know. Like I said, it wouldn't be the biggest upset for me if Donaire won this fight. It would be an upset, don't get me wrong, because Inoue's a big favourite, but it wouldn't be a complete shock to me like Pascal Brown or Ramirez losing his pro debut. It wouldn't be a shock to me like they were, sorry. But it's a good fight. It's a good fight. And obviously it's in Japan as well, which favours Inoue. Inoue's got everything in his favour apart from, the experience factor and size. That's really it. Inoue's got everything else in his favour. Maybe one punch knockout power. Donaire's left hook, you could say, is more proven at world level. But yeah, I believe Inoue will get past Donaire in the mid rounds. But I do like Donaire though. Donaire's one of my favourites. He's been a great fighter, man. He's got a hell of a resume. Multi-weight world champion. He's really put himself out there, to be honest with you. So I'm not rooting against Donaire. In fact, I would quite like him to pull it off, to be honest. But I do think he's up against it. I do. I really do. Yeah, exactly. Unrivaled. Donaire's capable of, messing Inoue up, no doubt about it. Because let's be honest about it, right? Naoya Inoue, he's never been hit as hard as Nonito Donaire can hit him. Never been hit that hard. Does Taguchi hit that hard? Does Carmona hit that hard? Does Narvaez hit that hard? Koei Kono, does he hit that hard? No, they don't. Nobody hits as hard as Donaire on Inoue's resume. Nobody comes close. Nobody. So if he gets caught with that left hook, man, you never know. He could be sleeping for a night. He could be sleeping for a week, mate. So it's a very good fight. Big Stiff Idiot, very good question. Is it on UK TV? Do you know what? I have not done my research. Is that on UK TV? You would hope so. Let me have a little quick Google search for you. If it is on TV, it's going to be on Sky Sports, I presume. Sky Sports schedule. Here we go. Let's have a look. TV guide. I should really share my screen while I'm doing it, but we're not going to. You can take my word for it. Where are we? So Thursday. What channel would it be on? Sky Sports Arena, I guess, maybe. Do you know what? I don't even know if it's on. I can't see it on Sky Sports. Oh, it is on Sky Sports. It's on Sky Sports Action. Starts at basically midday. Sky Sports Action, midday. There we go. Okay, people in the chat have already said, yeah, it's been announced today. Okay. Glad Sky have got it, man. That fight is way too good not to be on TV. It really is. And I've got tomorrow off, Thursday off, so there we go. I can chill and watch it, so I'm looking forward to it. Don't usually get midweek boxing, especially in the daytime, so I'll enjoy it. And also on the undercard, you've got Ubali versus Inoue. Inoue's brother. Is it Takashi Inoue? It's a good fight. I think Ubali should win that fight. I think Ubali is very underrated, to be honest with you. I really like Nordim Ubali. I think he's a very good fighter. I want to see Ubali versus Lewis Neri. I think that would be a hell of a fight. Hell of a fight. Two aggressive guys, very strong. They can hit hard. That couldn't be a bad fight. And Ubali, listen, man, that guy's a problem. He's no joke. Stephen Lawler, he's saying Ubali beats Lewis Neri. I could see it. I could see that 100%. Lewis Neri hasn't looked as good since he's come back from that drugs ban or that drug failure. Sorry, he's not looked as good. He hasn't. Maybe that has something to do with it. Who knows? But Ubali certainly has a good chance to beat Lewis Neri. He really does. Yeah, I agree. Boxing virus, by the way. Donaire he's a stand-up guy. Nonito Donaire. Sorry, I've got a really dry throat. I've had a cold for about 5 fucking days, man. It's pissing me off. Okay, Takuma Inoue, yeah, that's the one. I was getting confused with the super welterweight who fought Jaime Munguia. That's the one. Takuma Inoue, yeah, he's fighting Ubali. That's a good fight. Takuma is no way near like his brother in terms of style or power, but he's a good boxer. He's a pretty good boxer. I expect him to offset Ubali for a few rounds, but I believe Ubali's pressure, his pace, his work rate, his foot speed will actually give Inoue a lot of problems. I believe Ubali wins that fight probably on points, I would say, against Takuma Inoue. I would say points. I think Inoue is good enough to, survive that fight and get to the distance. He's crafty. He's a good boxer. Unrivaled boxing talk and news. If Ubali hurts Neri, he beats him. If not, he gets lit up. Yeah, I see what you mean. You can hurt Lewis Neri, so that's not out of the realms of possibility. But if you don't give him anything to respect, then he's going to walk right through you. He's going to beat you down. He's going to dig to that body and he'll get you out of there. Yeah, I think Ubali can hurt Neri. I think he's got the power. I think he's got the style. He's got the aggression. And yeah, if he applies himself, I think he can. It's a hell of a fight, though. It's a hell of a fight. That's a fight we need to get in 2020. There's no real reason why that can't happen, to be honest with you. Well, obviously, the only reason being if Ubali loses this weekend or on Thursday, sorry. But that's a fight that needs to happen. Yo, we've got SSB in the chat. Shout out to SSB. Yeah, I've got a really bad throat, by the way, lads. So apologies for that. That's why I didn't really do anything yesterday. I was going to do a couple of videos. I was going to do a Povetkin Hunter prediction and a Wilder Ortiz prediction, but I just couldn't be bothered. My throat was killing, so I thought I'll leave it. SSB in the UK, the card starts at midday on Sky Sports Action. So midday, make sure you watch it, man. I'm pleased I actually get to see the fight, to be honest with you. Because usually I wouldn't see the fight because of work, but I can watch it. Okay, so 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Pink Panther. Man, it's early for you guys out there. That's what us UK fans have to do all the time, man. We've got to stay up till like 5 a.m. for every good fight, We have to do it all the time, man. When the fights are on in America, man, we've got to stay up till 4, 5 a.m., sometimes later, to watch these fights. And yeah, it gets rough. It does get rough, you know. I mean, this weekend I didn't even bother with Kovalev Canelo. I just couldn't be asked, so I went to bed and found a copy the next day. And yeah, I just couldn't be bothered to stay up that late and watch it because I'm not one of these people who can go to bed, get up, watch the fight, and then go back to bed. I'm not one of those people. If I go to bed and wake up, that's it. I'm awake. I can't go back to sleep. So I've got to really stay up all night to watch these fights, man. And it's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass. Yeah, SSB. A lot of you guys out there were complaining about the Canelo fight being late, but Jesus Christ, it was mega late for us, man. It's mega late for us. Boxing virus. I don't think Eddie Hearn is genuinely into women's boxing. He's hyping Katie Taylor up hard. What do you think? Yeah, I think he's doing it because he has to do it. I think it's a PR thing for Sky Sports and all of these broadcasters. You know, they show female boxing. They're ticking the PC culture tick box, and it is what it is, man. I don't think there's much interest in female boxing. I mean, every single time, I can only speak for myself and for my experiences, but every time I've watched boxing with my friends, when a female fight comes on, we'll ask about and do something else. We'll order food, we'll get some beers, we'll do something else. When a female fight is on, everybody loses interest for as long as it lasts, you know, and that's just my experience. A lot of people are not interested. It's very forced, female boxing, in my opinion, and I just think it's, you know, promoters, TV networks, like I said, they're just ticking the PC box, you know, the politically correct box. But just my opinion. Just my opinion. Yo, M6G, what is going on, man? How you doing? What's going on, man? Yeah, apparently I heard a rumor that Katie Taylor's going to headline a pay-per-view next year. We'll see. I'd like to see it. Yeah, SSB, shout out to the PBC for that. That's one thing I'll give them credit for. They don't show women's boxing. Fair play to them, man. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan. If that's your thing, fair enough. But I've never really enjoyed female boxing. I just can't get into it. I just can't get into it. Like I said, my whole thing is it just seems very forced. Whereas MMA, female MMA, kind of grew naturally. It wasn't really forced. It wasn't really rammed down MMA fans' throats, I guess. It was kind of a natural growth. Whereas female boxing, we've gone from nobody really showing it to every promoter showing it in a few years, you know? It's been a drastic change and it's not for me, man. Exactly. Katie Taylor's going to headline next year, though, against who? Yeah, exactly. I've got no clue. I've got no clue. Maybe that fighter who's with Tom Loeffler, Cecilia, maybe they could make that fight. I guess that's a big fight in women's boxing. I guess it does. Oh, well, does it do good business in terms of like ticket sales? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that is true. SSB MMA is a different sport structure completely. Yeah, that is true. That is true. But it looks like boxing has tried to replicate MMA's success with female fighters, and it's just not really worked out for me. Yeah, boxing virus. The commentary on Saturday night for Katie Taylor was disgraceful. I totally agree. It was awful. Like the amount of like I was calling her an icon and this, that, and the fourth. I mean, come on, man. She lost her last fight for a start in America. She lost that fight. Yeah, I don't like women's boxing. I think you can tell. Sorry. Yeah, boxing virus. I remember when Ronda Rousey was on top of the world, and her fanboy said she would beat Floyd. Her army of simp fanboys. Yeah, my throat is absolutely fucked. So I apologize, man, if I crack out or fucking sound weird. Does anybody know how Katie Taylor talks? She barely talks. Sorry, does anybody know how Katie Taylor's voice sounds? She barely talks. She kind of sounds like, I don't know. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. Yeah, female. Like I'd rather watch female MMA than boxing. No doubt about it. Unrivaled. No doubt about it. Anyway, lads, in the chat, there's a few more of you here now. Who have you got, Inoue or Donaire? I'm pretty sure everyone's going to go with Inoue, but I've seen a few guys out there pick Donaire. They stuck their neck out. They said Donaire by knockout. Like I said, I've got Inoue by mid-round knockout, more than likely to the body, or due to body shots to set it up, kind of thing. I think the body work of Inoue is going to play a big factor in this fight. Just because Donaire making bantamweight, 36 years old, I think that's going to be a factor. But it's a good fight, man. It's certainly going to. We may get a few questions asked of Inoue in this fight in terms of chin, in terms of defense, in terms of everything. Really, we're going to find out a lot more about Inoue potentially in this fight, which is why it's intriguing. Max Kuckerman, he's saying AJ Ruiz is the next fix. Ruiz will forget how to punch, and Joshua's going to have an iron chin magically. You never know, man. You never know. Boxing's a murky old game. The thing is, though, like, I can see an incentive why Kovalev took a dive in that fight. But with Ruiz, I can't really see why he would do it in terms of, like, he's got a lot more options after the fact than Kovalev would have. He's got a massive fight with Wilder. A third fight with Joshua. I don't know, man. Ruiz has more money making potential than Kovalev, so I think it would be harder to get him to take a dive in a fight, personally. But boxing's a funny old game, like I said. And on Kovalev Canelo, like, my whole thing is I don't think it was a fix necessarily, but I certainly believe the rehydration clause played a big factor in that fight. I really do. And we saw that he looked, to me, I've said this before, but he looked dry on the ring walk. Took him a few rounds to build up a sweat. And he fought like a guy who was conserving energy, like he had no faith in his gas tank. And that could be a guy who was drained. Maybe he knew he was drained and wasn't himself. So he fought within himself. He tried to box it. And, he still gassed out. So I just think he was drained. He was getting on in age. And quite frankly, Kovalev doesn't have the same ambition he once had. That was my theory. I don't think he took a dive like he agreed to lose. I don't. Yeah, I'm not saying that Pink Panther. I'm not saying it was a fix. I'm just saying I think Kovalev looked that way due to certain factors. Because if anybody tells me that is the Sergey Kovalev we are used to seeing, then I'd call them crazy. Because Canelo he wasn't doing anything special, let's be honest about it. He was walking him down with a high guard. That was it. He wasn't moving his head. He wasn't slipping punches. He was really just coming forwards in straight lines behind a high guard. That was really it. And Kovalev still couldn't deal with that. The jab was non-existent. He wasn't putting any mustard in any punches, apart from like round 8 and 9 when he caught Canelo a couple of times. Wasn't loading up. Wasn't attempting to go for knockout. Just he looked like a guy who didn't trust his gas tank. But again, the whole Canelo Kovalev thing, it has been done to death. You know, it's been done to death. Yo, Chelsea are already losing, by the way. Ajax are 1-0 up. I missed the goal. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Chelsea got a penalty now as well. What the fuck? It's like 3 minutes in or something. Ajax are 1-0 up, 3 minutes in, and Chelsea have now got a penalty. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Shepherd of Sons in the chat. What's going on, man? What's going on? Boxing virus. The hook Canelo threw around the high guard of Kovalev hit him on the upper side of the jaw. KO City with the cross after that. Yeah, I agree. I totally believe the knockout was legit. I do. I've never said Kovalev took a dive because I don't think he did. I've shared my theory on it, and that's just it, man. That's how I feel about it. All I can say is this: it wasn't the Kovalev I'm used to seeing. That's all I will say. Are Chelsea going to miss the penalty, lads? Ross Barkley, I think. That's a sick penalty. No, it's Mason Mount, sorry. No, it's Jorginho. What am I talking about? Jesus Christ. It's a very good goal. Very good penalty from Jorginho. If Kovalev took a dive, then Tommy Morrison never had AIDS. Exactly. I like it. I like it, man. Exactly. Or Kovalev's a very good fucking actor. You know, Kovalev, you know, he's got a future in Hollywood after that, man, if that's the case. And, like, even if Kovalev were to take a dive, there's a lot easier way to do it. An easier way to fake it, sorry. An easier knockout to fake. What was the narrative going into the fight? The narrative was Sergey Kovalev, oh, he's weak to the body. He doesn't like body shots. Body shots are a lot easier to fake knockouts than actual knockouts. 1,000%. I think you can fake a body shot knockout a lot more convincingly than a headshot knockout. If it really was a dive, why wouldn't you just go ahead with a narrative and act on that and dive with a body shot? It wasn't a dive, man. Kovalev didn't fake the knockout. He didn't. Yeah, right hook boxing in the chat. Yeah, round 8, Max. Now that was weird. I think it was round 8 where Kovalev caught Canelo with a right hand, I believe, and it landed flush. Canelo, I wouldn't say he was badly hurt, but he certainly felt the shot. He backed up, and Kovalev didn't really follow him. He didn't really go on top of him and try to follow up. Now, with things like that, I can understand why people are saying Kovalev threw the fight, but my whole thing is I still think the guy was just worried about gassing, man. And he was getting countered. He was getting countered to the body with a left hook when he threw the right hand, and he was getting countered up top with the left hook as well. D says, I think Kovalev lies about his age. He looks about 43. It's funny you say that, sorry, D. I was watching some preview show for Kovalev Canelo. I think it was the weigh-in, like just one of those like promo fucking highlight reels. And they was going through Kovalev's old fights and like fights from 2, 3, 4 years ago. And he has aged so much in the last 2, 3 years. He really has. He's aged a lot. And I noticed that during the weigh-in, or building up to the weigh, and I noticed how much he's aged in 2-3 years. You know, and yeah, maybe he does fake his age. He looks about 40. He does look about 43. He looks old as hell. Yeah, he's aged like milk since that Ward rematch. Yeah, exactly. Big stiff idiot. Exactly. I think Kovalev needs to call it a day, man. I really do. He's got a couple of fights left with DAZN. Now he lost that fight. So whether he takes them or not, we'll see. I mean, first and foremost, he needs to beat his court case, which is coming up quite soon. But after that performance, I've got to be honest, I really don't have much interest in Kovalev anymore after that performance. Yeah, D, that's another thing. Kovalev got tired throwing wasteful punches. Canelo just waited him out. Too much vodka, yeah. And not only that, he was moving a lot as well. I think Mark, Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News, he made this point. Like, he was moving a hell of a lot in this fight. There was very little clinching, and he was on his bike pretty much the whole fight. And, that actually takes it out of you. On top of throwing punches, throwing feints, that really takes it out of you. It's not just punching that drains you. It's moving your head. It's feinting. It all contributes to gassing. And it is what it is. Yeah, boxing virus. I heard that. I heard Unrivaled bring that up on the show about Kovalev struggling with Darnell Boone, who's very short, and Canelo is the same. Maybe it's a style thing. Yeah, that could be true. That could be true. But the only thing I'm saying, and the only thing I maintain, is that it wasn't the Kovalev we're used to seeing. That's all I'm saying. And you can go from there, whether you think it was a fix, whether you think it was the rehydration clause, whatever you think. I think we can all agree it wasn't the same Kovalev we're used to seeing. I think we can all agree there. Max Kuckerman, Inoue looks like a 12-year-old boy. Yeah, he looks like a fucking K-pop Japanese singer, man. He looks about as threatening as a pillow, but that guy's he knocks people's spark out. He's a bad man. He's a bad man. I love it. I love his style of fighting as well. I really do. I like that aggression. I like the power, the body work. He takes risks. I like Inoue a lot. I really hope he's the real deal. I really do, because he's going to be in some fun fights, man. I hope he's as good as everybody says. I like Inoue. D says he actually thought Kovalev was outpointing Canelo. He had it 7-3. Canelo covered and missed most counters before he decapitated him. Yeah, that is true. And Canelo's output, wasn't the best. I had it 5. Yeah, I had it 5 rounds apiece going into round 11. I had it 5-all. Yeah, exactly. Big stiff idiot. You'd happily take it outside if he bumped into you in a club, and then you'd wake up in the next day on a drip. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You would never guess that guy's a fighter. Like I said, you would guess he's like a pop star or some kind of like actor. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Hopefully he gets chin checked against Donaire. I think he will, surely. Unless he gets blasted out in a round, surely he's going to chin check Inoue, Donaire. Yeah, my throat is really going, by the way, lads. I've got water here, but it's not really helping. Like I said, I've had a cold for like 5 or 6 days, man. Pissing me off. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The fight on Thursday should be a good one. Yeah, that is a good point. Boxing virus. Kovalev is Canelo's biggest target, while Canelo is Kovalev's smallest. Yeah, yeah, that is a good point. That is a good point, but I don't know, man. Kovalev just didn't look himself to me. Maybe it was a style thing. Maybe that was a contributing factor, but I don't know. Where do you guys want to see Canelo go from here? Stay at light heavyweight, go to 168, fight anybody at middleweight? Who would you want to see Canelo fight next? I'd quite like Canelo versus Dimitri Bivol, to be honest with you. I think that's a good fight. Canelo Callum Smith would be a good shout. Something like that. I've got a feeling we're going to get Billy Joe Saunders Canelo in May. That's the feeling that's what I think will happen. Because Canelo can still make 168. Billy Joe has a belt. Billy Joe has somewhat of a profile. People will get excited. I think Billy Joe could happen next. I really do. And to be honest with you, lads, while I think Billy Joe's style can give Canelo problems, I think Canelo beats him. I really do. Right Hook Boxing, he's saying Canelo versus Andrade or Bivol for me. Yeah, stylistically, again, they're tough fights for Canelo. We speculate Canelo doesn't really like fighting movers. He kind of struggles with that style. You go back to the Floyd fight, the Lara fight, the Trout fight, even against Cotto, he struggled with those type of guys. So yeah, I'd like those fights from a style perspective. They're certainly challenging fights for Canelo. But yeah, man, I'd like those fights. Yeah, we've got the Quags in the chat. Shepherd of Suns isn't having it. He wants to see Canelo go to hell. Yeah, I like Canelo versus Dimitri Bivol. I think that's a good fight. Timmy Nealon, what's going on, man? He's saying a UK fight with Smith would be nice for Canelo. Yeah, that's a good fight. The only thing with Smith, sorry, fuck's sake. The only thing with Smith is rehydration clauses. Against someone like Callum Smith, I think Canelo can pull the same bullshit where he puts in certain rehydration clauses. Against Dimitri Bivol, I don't really think it will matter as much because Bivol is a small light heavyweight anyway. So the guy doesn't really rehydrate that much. So a rehydration clause on Bivol probably won't be effective, whereas Callum Smith, it would be. So maybe Dimitri Bivol would be the best fight for Canelo in terms of a fair fight. Big Stiff Idiot, he's saying Dorticos would be his dream fight for Canelo. I'd watch it. The Quags, a boiler room match. Yes, sir. The Quags wants to see Canelo fight Gassiev. Okay, the chat. I'm not sure how you. I'm pretty sure my chat. They are not big fans of Canelo or Andre Ward. However, I'll put this one to you. If Andre Ward were to come back out of retirement and he fights Canelo, who would you want to win that fight, Canelo or Andre Ward? Who would you want to win that fight? You can only pick one winner. You can't say, oh, double knockout. Nothing like that. One winner. Would you rather Andre Ward beats Canelo or Canelo beats Andre Ward? That would be interesting. The Quacks. I think. See, I've got Andre Ward. For me, I'm going with Andre Ward, man. I don't know why. I don't like either guy, to be honest with you. But I like Canelo less. So there we go. We're going with low blow, Billy Goat, Andre Ward. Yes, Unrival's with me. He's got Ward. Pink Panther's got Canelo. Stephen Lawler's got Canelo. I don't think the Quags is prepared to answer from the last response. Yeah, big stiff idiot. I agree. He's got Ward. I've got Ward as well. George Michael's got Ward. If George Michael has Andre Ward, then I mean, come on. What more can you say? Tone has Ward as well. Shepherd of Sons, Ward is the hero we need. War SOG. I do think Ward would actually beat him though, like genuinely. I think Ward would neutralise Canelo. I really do. I'd be confident in Ward. Having said that though, he could get robbed. Like they would rob Andre Ward for Canelo, no doubt about it. Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News. He's more interested in a Floyd-Canelo rematch. Who would people pick in that fight? Like, who would they want to win, not believe wins? Okay, so yeah. So Canelo versus Floyd 2. I think, well, Canelo would win quite easily these days. But I'd still want Floyd to beat him again. Straight up. I'd rather Floyd beat Canelo again than Canelo beats Floyd. Straight up. But Floyd would get knocked out now, like easily. He ain't no fighter anymore. Boxing Brains, he's more interested in a Chris Norad versus Huey Fury rematch. Yes, sir. Chris Norad got robbed the last time. He got robbed. That guy was awful, man. He was one of the worst heavyweights I've seen on live TV. He was awful. Yeah, Shepherd of Sons, he's the same. He'd rather see Floyd beat Canelo again. I totally agree. See, with me, when Floyd was active, I was kind of neutral on Floyd, believe it or not. I wasn't one of these people who were totally against Floyd. I wasn't somebody who loved all of his fights. He was just another fighter to me. And, you know, some fights I enjoyed, some fights I didn't. Some of the politics were a bit over the top. But, you know, I did still enjoy when he fought because, you know, when he fought, they were events. Every time he fought, it was always a big event. And that's one thing I liked about Floyd. He brought that, like, event kind of feel to boxing, I guess. But yeah, I was always kind of neutral on Floyd, to be honest. Like, I do genuinely believe Canelo's politics are a lot worse than Floyd's. They appear that way on the surface anyway. If Floyd's were worse, at least he was more subtle about it, right? Yeah, what's up, M6G? No real topic. We're just talking shit, man. We're talking shit. And yo, Ajax are beating Chelsea 2-1, so that's always good. That's always good. Yes, sir. Unrivaled coming through with the scoreline. Price versus Dimitrenko versus Ustinov. The winner gets Wilder. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. Wilder could knock all of those guys out on the same night, one after the other. He could. He'd knock those guys out on the same night. Over Quags, who have I got? Donaire or Inoue, and how? I have Inoue. Obviously, I'll give Donaire a puncher's chance, but, you know, I've got Inoue. Donaire, 36 years old, making bantamweight. I think Inoue will kind of... I think he'll walk him down. He'll get to that body. He'll wear him out, and he'll stop him in the mid-rounds. I do believe the body work of Inoue in this fight will be key. I think that's how he'll slow down Donaire and stop him. I don't think he'll knock him out cold. I think Donaire, his chin is too good for that. at bantamweight anyway, Donaire's always showed a really good chin. So I think Inoue is going to have to work to get the stoppage, but I think he will do. He'll work that body. He'll walk Donaire down, and he'll get him out of there in the mid rounds. But he needs to be careful. He needs to be careful walking in. He needs to keep a tighter guard, hands higher. That right hand needs to be glued to his chin, because if he gets caught by that left hook, could be nice. It could be lights out. Sorry, and that's the thing with Inoue. I think that's why people are picking Donaire for the upset. Inoue does have certain defensive flaws. He's got a very low guard coming forwards, and he's open for a left hook. He is. He's open for it. And if Donaire catches him, then you will know what can happen. Donaire can knock him clean out. Donaire can knock him clean out. But we've got Inoue. We've got Inoue, mid-round stoppage, either directly from body shots or set up by body shots. But the body shots they'll play a big factor in this fight, in my opinion. D's got Inoue by a violent knockout. Yo, I wouldn't be shocked, because obviously Inoue can really crack, but I don't think Donaire's going to go out like that. I think he'll give it a go. I think he'll come to fight. He'll go a few rounds. But yeah, I just believe he'll get chopped down. He'll get chopped down and stopped in the mid-rounds. But if Donaire does win, man, if Donaire does win, that's a hell of a rebound from where he was a couple of years ago. That's a hell of a rebound, man. Because I thought this guy was done after Nicholas Walters beat him. And when was that? 2015? Early 2016? Something like that. So, he's had a hell of a rebound. Well, if he were to win this tournament. But yeah, I've got Inoue. Boxing Brains talking shit in the chat about Tyson Dong. You guys remember Tyson Dong, that big 6'9" heavyweight from China? Awful. Awful. Yeah, Boogie, I agree, man. I agree. I'd like to see Donaire do it, just because he's been such a great servant to boxing. He's a class act. He's fought everybody. And it would be great to see him win this fight and bow out. It'd be amazing. But, fairy tale stories in boxing rarely happen. They rarely happen. I've got Inoue mid-rounds. But, yeah, I do like Donaire. I do like Donaire a lot. Where is Nicholas Walters? That is a very good question. I've seen nothing from this guy. Well, must be for about 2 years, at least. I've not heard anything about this guy. I heard he was back in Jamaica. He's got his own business and he's just doing that now. That's what I heard. I don't know what he's doing, but looks like boxing isn't a part of his life anymore. Looks like boxing isn't where it's at for him right now. I always thought Walters was listen, some people overhyped Walters, don't get it twisted, but I thought Walters, regardless of that Lomachenko fight, would have actually gone on and achieved a lot. I actually rated him quite highly, to be honest with you. And yeah, it's been a shame how his career's just died. Completely died. What's your favourite brand of boxing gloves? Cleto Reyes. Cleto Reyes. They are very expensive though, man. Yeah, the Quags. The doc on the show the other night was excellent, man. On BDA. He was excellent. Made some really, really interesting points. I like his calls, man. He's so just informative, man, about PEDs, supplements, and God knows what else, man. He's an interesting dude, and we all heard recognize the Matrix. You know, he's been scouting out his new PED supplier. You know, for the trivia. That's why he's champion, man. He's a juiced up trivia contestant. Fucking yeah, exactly. Recognize was like asking those questions, man. He was asking those questions. I don't blame him. To be fair, interesting dude. Yeah, the Quags. I agree. You know, they get some weird callers at times. They really do. There are some good callers. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, the Doctor is a nice change of pace. We'll say that much. He's a nice change of pace. And it's nice to hear from somebody who has knowledge in regards to like PEDs and who could be on what they do, etc., etc. Is it me? Is it just me, or is Vinnie Mac starting to become like unfunny? He's not as funny now, Vinnie Mac. I think he's lost his shtick has got old. He's not evolved, and yeah, I don't find Vinnie Mac funny anymore. To be honest with you, he needs to change it up. He needs to change it up a bit. Head Huncho, yeah, that guy's a fucking weirdo. He's a weirdo. Straight up weirdo. But I used to find Vinnie Mac really funny, but it's kind of the same old thing now. Unrivaled, Jesus. Yeah, Shepherd of Sons, I agree. I agree. Yeah, Stephen Lawler, Tony Harrison versus Jamel Charlo 2 is on. Very good fight. I like that fight a lot. I do believe it's. I do think it's a pick'em. I felt the first fight was very close. Could have gone either way, and I believe the second fight will be very close as well. I do. I think Jamel Charlo, he needs to force the issue a bit more in this rematch, and you know he's kind of Jamel Charlo. He's kind of just, I don't know. He's kind of gone into like a puncher mode where he's got a couple of good knockouts, and now he thinks he's a puncher. His volume is poor. He looks for that one shot. That's why he got outboxed by Tony Harrison. He was getting picked off with the jab, when he wasn't doing anything. A lot of those rounds, Tony Harrison stole. He didn't win those rounds by a wide margin. So Jamel Charlo just needs to up volume, use his jab, a couple of adjustments. I think he will win that fight. But can Jamel Charlo do that? Is he a smart fighter? Is he a cerebral fighter? Will he learn from his mistakes? That's the big question for me. I'm not convinced about Jamel Charlo's, what's the word to describe it? I guess in-ring intelligence, I guess. You know, his ability to adapt. And maybe that could cost him in this fight. But I certainly believe it's a fight Jamel Charlo could win if he gets it right. He can win that fight. Right now, if you asked me to pick, I may pick Jamel Charlo, but it's a good fight. It's a good fight. Let's be honest. I know a lot of people don't like to give the PBC credit, but I think that's a good fight. I like Tony Harrison, though. I do like Tony Harrison. He's a very good boxer in his own right. His jab is lovely. He's got a very good jab. And he actually carries power. He hurts Jamel Charlo in that first fight, from what I can recall. And yeah, he's no slouch. He's a good boxer. He's a good boxer. Big stiff idiot. He's picking Harrison. He says Harrison looked solid in the first fight. Not like the Hurd and Nelson fights. I'm picking him again. Yep. I felt he looked good as well. He boxed well. Everything off the jab. That was the punch that won him that fight, the jab. But Jamel Charlo doesn't, his style doesn't really. I guess his style doesn't exploit Tony Harrison's weaknesses. For me, Tony Harrison, he struggles with pressure fighters, guys who can walk him down, work the body, and put it on him. You know, you mentioned his two defeats to Jarrett Hurd and Willie Nelson. Those guys are pressure fighters, big pressure fighters, and Harrison struggles with that style. So if Jamel could force the issue a bit more, up his volume, be more aggressive, and really take the initiative, I think he can win that fight. I'm not saying box like an idiot and just take loads of risks, but just up your volume, use the jab, go from there. Go from there. I felt Harrison nicked it, Duck. I don't think he schooled him, but I felt he won the fight. A lot of those rounds were quite close, in my opinion. Yeah, the Quags. I've heard that a lot about winning gloves. I've not worn them myself, but yeah, they're very good for your hands, more protection, etc. Yeah, I don't think I've even put winning gloves on. I don't think I have. Nobody in my gym has winning gloves. Well, not the last time I went. Yeah, I've got Cleto Reyes. I've got some shitty, a few, just some old Everlast ones, like from 2010. I don't even know what. I'll have to find them. But yeah, I've only got two pairs at the minute, two pairs of gloves. The Quags, Harrison is all wrong for Charlo. Certainly the Charlo who turned up last time, man. Yeah, the Quags. He hurt his hand twice using horsehair gloves. Yeah, so the Cleto Reyes gloves weren't for you, man. I like Cleto Reyes because with me, for whatever reason, they just fit better on my wrist, and it feels like my wrist has more support, I guess. And that's where I hurt myself when I punch. It's my wrist usually. If I ever get hurt when I hit the bag or spar, it's usually my wrists. And for whatever reason, Cleto Reyes, they just seem to reduce that. They seem to reduce it. Jesus Christ, $500 for winning? I'm not surprised. Has anybody used those rival gloves? Yeah, Ajax are 3-1 up, by the way. Jesus. Okay, the Quags, I'll try and check them out. I'll try and see if anybody at my gym has some. And if they do, I'll ask if I can, try them out. I've not been to my gym for ages, though. I've not been for ages. Okay, Boxing Virus. They're his gloves of choice, rival. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people are wearing rival these days, I've noticed in gyms. I like the look of the Cleto Reyes gloves, though. That's another reason I bought them. When I was a noob, literally, I brought the Cleto Reyes gloves because they're my favourite to look at. So that's how I got into Cleto Reyes. And when I actually worn them, that was a good fit for me. That was a good fit. Duck, the Netherlands are murdering you UK bums. Yeah, Ajax are beating Chelsea. You are correct. Luckily, I'm not a Chelsea fan. Luckily, I'm not a Chelsea fan. I've missed all of the goals. It's on the TV in the background, but I've literally missed all the goals. Yeah. Oh, by the way, lads, Mark's boxing focus in the chat, that is unrivaled, aka McGregor. If you could click on his channel and sub, that's his second channel. The Zone have basically filed a bogus copyright, like what do you call it? A strike. They filed a bogus strike, so he set up a second channel just in case. So if you could check out Mark's boxing focus and subscribe to his channel. Fuck the Zone. Okay, boxing virus. Now this is actually something I need to know. So if the wrist is your main if the wrist is your main problem, Rival have a great slanted track for the wrist. Okay. I've never tried Rivals either, to be honest. George Michael, Wilder CV is legit. Beat Duhaupas, Spielka, and Molina. That is a murderer's row level of competition, we can't lie. Overhand, he's using MMA gloves on the bag. Easier on my wrist. Okay. Yeah, I like my Cleto Reyes gloves. I've kind of stuck to them for... I think I bought them in 2016, I want to say. Still in great nick, still look perfect. You know, still really, really strong. They've not really aged that much at all. And I've used them a fair bit. They are quite well made, Cleto Reyes, to be fair. Pink Panther, I do wrap my hands, but I'm probably not the best at wrapping my hands. So I think I need to wrap my hands better. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Wilder is legit every time. So ever since Vladimir dropped him and he got back up and showed his heart, good chin Wilder. Okay, Mark says, I can't stand how Rival gloves flex as you hit. I feel they're better for people who don't hit hard. Yeah, like boxers, like just more of a boxer type. Jesus Christ. The chats sometimes, man. Jesus. And yeah, I'll next stream I do, I'll have people on. This one was just a throwaway stream just because I was bored. But yeah. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? They're talking about Wilder. Baby birth is a beautiful thing. Looks painful though. Yeah, I think Wilder's got the heart though. He can get through it. He's got the heart. He's got the heart. I mean, he just beat the second best heavyweight in the world, Luis Ortiz, right? And he's fighting him again. So he can give birth, no doubt about it. I can talk shit though. I will be honest. I do like watching Wilder fight. Even if he's fighting somebody who, you know, isn't really much of a threat, I still like watching Wilder fight. I can't front. He knocks people out, man. So, what can we say? What can we say? Oh, I have worn Grants, Don Hearn. I've worn Grants. Yeah, they're not too bad. I didn't have anything negative about them. Yeah, I saw Luis Ortiz's new haircut, Shep. You know, going through his midlife crisis by the looks of it. Yeah, if the zombie apocalypse ever happens, thank goodness for Wilder. Exactly. Yeah, I think Deontay Wilder's gonna. I think he'll take care of Luis Ortiz again, but quicker fashion this time. I'd say maybe rounds 5 or 6. He'll knock Luis Ortiz out. Luis Ortiz has slowed down quite considerably, in my opinion, since the last fight. The Christian Hammer performance really wasn't impressive. The Travis Kaufman performance, poor. Didn't really like what I saw in those two fights. Yeah, he looked good against Razvan Kajanu, but so did Daniel Dubois, you know? In fact, Dubois looked better, if we're being honest about it. So, I don't know. Maybe Luis Ortiz could surprise us. And, he gives Wilder the same type of fight he did last time. Maybe he'll surprise us. But I can't see it. I can't see it. I actually rewatched the Luis Ortiz Wilder fight on Friday. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. First 4 rounds were a bit dull, bit of a boxing match. But once Luis Ortiz hit the deck in round 5, it turned into a really good fight. So hopefully it's a good fight again. I'll try and be positive. I'll try and be, stop being such a negative prick. Let's hope it's a good fight. But yeah, I've got Wilder by mid-round knockout. Probably round 6. Ortiz's midlife was 30 years ago. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I've not really been paying attention to the build-up, the training, anything like that. I've not been paying attention. So I've got no idea how Ortiz looks, how Wilder looks. I'm just going to tune in on the night and hopefully we see a good fight. But it's not a bad fight. What I'll say is this. Listen, one thing I will say, sorry. I'm looking at it from a perspective that I won't have to pay for it as a pay-per-view, so bear that in mind. Wilder versus Ortiz 2, is it the fight we want? No. Is it a bad fight, though, really? I don't think it's a bad fight. I mean, Tyson Fury's fighting who he's fighting, cream puffs. Joshua got his ass knocked out by Ruiz. He's avenging that. It's one of the better fights out there for Wilder right now, in all honesty. Not saying it's the best, but it's not the worst. We could get a lot worse from Deontay Wilder, so I'll take it. Yeah, I sound like a fucking Deontay Wilder fan, but I'm just trying to be honest about it. I don't think it's as bad as people are saying. I don't think it's that bad. I get it from your guys' perspective in the States. You've got to pay for it, and it's not worth paying for. I'll say that, but it's not a terrible fight. Shepherd of Sons. Yeah, imagine if Luis Ortiz knocks him clean out, though. He lands that big left hand. Right on the button, or that uppercut. Imagine that. That'd be crazy. Stranger things have happened, though. Maybe Luis Ortiz will come to take a dive. But yeah, I think I do. I've got Wilder. And that undercard looks shit as well. Apart from Luis Neri versus Emmanuel Rodriguez, the rest of the undercard looks terrible. I think Neri versus Rodriguez could be a good fight, actually. I like that fight, but the rest of it's poor. Boxing Virus, I believe Del Boy is now a certified member of the Bomb Squad. Yes, sir. Mum Squad. Yes, sir. Yeah, exactly, Shepherd of Sons. Pete brought Ortiz back from Cuba, on a cocaine run. 100%. But if I'm being honest, though, in regards to Wilder, so I think if anybody's followed this channel, I don't particularly like Wilder or Fury, if I'm being honest. But let's say both guys were fighting in my hometown. They weren't fighting each other. They was fighting a similar level of opponents. And I could go and see one fight. I would go and see Deontay Wilder just because you'll see a knockout. So he's more exciting than Fury. He is exciting. And, on another... I would genuinely be a fan of Deontay Wilder if it wasn't for all the baggage. Like his Hmong fanboys some of the things he comes out with. If it wasn't for that, I'd be a fan of Deontay Wilder. But, it's the other things that kind of puts me off. Mom Squad. Yes, sir. Swamp Teas. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Luis Ortiz was Che Guevara's bodyguard when he visited Ireland in '62. 100%. Yeah, Ortiz said he saw Ali fight live. I swear he said that. Luis Ortiz, I swear he said that. Yeah, Wilder. Listen, man, Wilder's Wilder. We know what Wilder is at this point. I'll just try and enjoy his fights while he's here, I guess. I agree. Always on my Tovalev. I agree. Ortiz is getting eyes quick of his time. I like that. I like the name. Jesus Christ, any dove. Ah, dear. Boxing Virus. Of course he saw Ali fight live. Ali gave his sparring partners free tickets. Okay, D says Ortiz is 40 to 41 years old. He's the same age as Yoel Romero. They grew up together. Oh, did they? I never knew that. That's interesting. Having said that, isn't Yoel Romero related to Juan Pablo Hernandez, the Cuban cruiserweight? When he's not fighting anymore, but if you guys remember Juan Pablo Hernandez, I'm sure he's related to Yoel Romero. Let's have a look. I'm going to Google it. I don't know. I think he is. Yeah, he's related to Yoel Romero. I don't even know his name now. Hang on. Fucking doing research in the background. I should stop being a rude cunt and actually, doing a screen share, but what can we do? Yeah, he is. His half-brother, sorry. So Yoel Romero is Juan Pablo Hernandez's half-brother. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a shame about Hernandez as well, because he was a good boxer at cruiserweight. He was a good boxer. He could fight. So he beat Steve Cunningham twice, I believe, off the top of my head. Yeah, he did. I've just checked. He beat Steve Cunningham. He beat Fira Arslan. I felt he lost that fight, though. I remember that fight. Yeah, he was a good boxer. It's a shame we never got Marco Hook versus Hernandez back in those days. That would have been a good fight. G Boogie, thank you very much, man. Moron Squad. That's what Deontay Wilder is saying. He's not saying Bomb Squad. He actually says Moron Squad. Yeah. It certainly describes some of his fan base, put it that way. It really does. Thank you for the contribution, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, Romero's 41, 42. Yeah, that guy's in hella good shape, though, at that age. Now, we can say PEDs and whatnot, but you've still got to work very hard to look like that at 41, 42 years old. Like, you can't just take steroids and, look like that. Doesn't work like that. That dude works incredibly hard, Yoel Romero. I like watching Romero, though. He's one of the few MMA fighters I like to watch. Yeah, D, you're right. Yeah. So Marco Hook and Hernandez were in the same stable. They was with Sauerland, I want to say. And because of that, they never really made the fight. I heard They were pretty tight. They was cool. They were friends. So they was never really bothered about that fight. That's what I heard. Be positive, a Tommy Morrison quote. Fuck's sake. Ah, Jesus. Oh, I like that name. 78 has Wilder pound for pound #1. He's smoking spice. Yeah, I'd like to know the reasoning behind it. I'll hear anybody out, but I can't see it. I can't see it. I think he's getting a little bit carried away. Just a little bit. Yeah, I like Michael Hunter, George Michael. I've got a lot of time for Michael Hunter. A very good fighter. I'll do my Hunter Povetkin prediction soon, actually. What I like about Michael Hunter, I've said it before, I'll say it again. He's a world-class talent, but with a mindset of a journeyman. And what I mean by that is, I don't mean that as an insult. What I mean is, he's willing to fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. 2 weeks' notice, 1 week's notice, he'll be there. He's that type of fighter. You know, when Alexander Usyk got injured against Carlos Takam, Michael Hunter was saying he'd fight Carlos Takam on like 2 weeks' notice. Why would you want to fight Carlos Takam on 2 weeks' notice? There's nothing in it. It's kind of risky. Most fighters wouldn't do that, but Michael Hunter is willing, you know. He's willing to fight all of these guys. So I've got a lot of time for Michael Hunter, and I like watching him fight. He's got a nice style to me. I like his style of fighting. Punches in bunches. He can move. I like the body work, hand speed. You know, he's what a like. I don't know. I think he's a great example. I really do. I think he's a very good example for up and coming fighters. Took that Usyk fight very early in his career. Lost. Showed a good account of himself, and he bounced back. And he learned a lot in that fight. So I've got a lot of time for Michael Hunter. And as you say, George Michael, yeah, he seems like a good dude as well. Just wants to fight for best. Just wants to fight for best. And if he beats Povetkin, then I wouldn't begrudge this guy a title shot, to be honest with you. I really wouldn't. I'd be willing to aid Anthony Joshua in his bid to eradicate Andy Ruiz. I bet you would, Tommy. I bet you would. Always on my Tovalev. Bakole is making a run. Is Dubois ready to get cooked on the Bakole Foreman grill? Yo, Bakole, man, say what you want about Bakole. He's heavy-handed. He throws punches in bunches. He can work body to head. He can work on the inside. He's fun to watch. He is flawed, but listen, man, that guy is going to be in some fun fights. He's going to be in some fun fights. I'd love to see Bakole fight. Who do we want to see Bakole fight? Who shall we get him in there with? Bakole. I'd love to see Bakole versus F.A. Ajagba. I think that'd be a very good fight. Bakole versus Arslan Bekmambetov. That'd be very good. That'd be very good. But in like real world, like realistically, I'd like to see Bakole fight somebody like Christian Hammer. Realistically, I think Bakole needs to fight somebody who can take him a few rounds, test him. I believe Christian Hammer could be that guy. But I do like Bakole. I don't think he's done. I think he's rebounded well from his defeat to Michael Hunter, and he's got certain attributes that impress me. He does. Only thing I worry about is his trainer, Billy Nelson. I mean, I'm not sold. I'm not sold on Billy Nelson's ability to train a heavyweight like Martin Bakole. But I think the skills are there. I'm not saying he becomes a champion or anything like that, but I think he can become a good contender, and he'll be involved in some fun fights. And you can tell he's heavy-handed because Bacole throws a lot of punches, like their arm punches, but he still hurts people. You know, the guy's heavy-handed. Deontay Wilder wishes he was born in the Renaissance era so he can dress up like William Shakespeare and prance around saying to this day. You can see it, man. You can just see it. You can envisage it. WBC heavyweight franchise maternity leave belt, yeah. Yeah, Bacole, he's slow of foot. Like, his reactions are slow. When he puts his shots together, though, I think his hands are kind of quick. Not like rapid fire or anything like that, but he's not. He's no slouch. He's no slouch. Yeah, Bacole versus Joe Joyce is a hell of a fight. That's a hell of a fight. Yeah, I nearly read that, man. You nearly got me, Patrick, man. Jesus. But yeah, Bacole versus Joe Joyce. It's a brilliant fight. I think Eddie Hearn was saying he'd be willing to put Bacole in with Daniel Dubois. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that. Yeah, I think that's a pick 'em as well, Stephen. One thing I'd like to see in that fight is how Joe Joyce responds to the bodywork of Martin Bacole. Because, listen, man, Bryant Jennings had success to the body of Joe Joyce. He hurt Joe Joyce in the first round with a body shot. But, you know, he never really capitalized on that. He never really built on it. And I'd be interested to see somebody like Bacole go down to that body, see how it affects Joe Joyce, you know? Yeah, that is true, big stiff idiot. You might be right. Bacole's got ability, but he's also got quit in him. Yeah, the Michael Hunter fight, he wanted to pull out. He did. He did, yeah. Boogie agrees as well. He's saying he should be able to beat Joe Joyce. Yeah, Joe Joyce, man, he's I think after that Jennings performance, a lot of people are, you know, they're not as high on him now as they were. Any news on Dillian White? No news from what I hear. I've not heard anything. I've got a couple of theories, but no news. My theory is Dillian White is actually serving a silent ban. That's my theory. I think he's been banned. But we'll see. I'm sure it will all come out eventually. Billy Nelson is overrating Bacole way too much. Yeah, that is true. I mean, Billy Nelson said he's like the next Riddick Bowe at one point. But yeah, I think Dillian White is banned. But you know, given how UCAD are, how the British Boxing Board of Control are, we may not necessarily know about it. We'll see though. It's a joke. It's the whole scenario is a joke. And as for Dillian White, didn't he? Listen, man, I've been suspicious. I've been suspicious. I can't fucking speak of Dillian White for a little while, just because I've heard a couple of things in regards to the people who go to his gym, some of the people he knocks around with. I mean, I think Dillian probably did it. To be honest with you, I'd say Dillian isn't clean. He wasn't set up. I don't know. I've heard a few things about Dillian White, but again, I can't really say them because I'd drop other people in the shit, I guess. But and again, it's all hearsay anyway, so it'd be unfair to really go into it. But the whole Dillian White scenario is a bullshit scenario. A complete joke. UCAD is a joke. The British Boxing Board of Control is a joke. What more can you say? It's an absolute. It's a fucking disgrace. John Rawlings is terrible. I van a hump a lot. You are absolutely correct. He's awful. Awful. And Barry Jones is getting just as bad. Barry Jones is getting just as bad. I used to like Barry Jones, but for me, yeah, he's a company man as well. And that's one thing we need to actually talk about. We all mention here, well, I mention it, how bad Sky Sports commentary is, because it's bad. But BT's commentary isn't far behind. That is pretty fucking appalling as well. It is appalling. Dell is on Clen and HGH for the trivia. Johnny's going to get CTE. Johnny's last fight got fucking changed to a no contest, so he's only 0-1 now. Yeah, Boogie. Yeah, Huey Fury being compared to Muhammad Ali was insane. Yeah, I mean, fucking hell. That's a hilarious clip. We need to get that clip and put it on the channel. Have a little intro with that clip. Fucking Mick Hennessy, that was his promoter at the time. Shades of Ali. Fuck's sake. D, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's what I think as well. I think the WBC know why it's banned. And yeah, that's why they ignored it. They ignored him, sorry. Okay, unrivaled. I'm going to go back to your comments. He says, you know what? People give Billy Nelson shit for hyping Bakole and comparing him to Riddick Bowe. Comparing Bakole to Bowe is way less delusional than comparing Huey Fury to Muhammad Ali. I do agree with that. I do agree. But still, like, it's a hell of a comparison. It's a hell of a comparison. Yeah, G Boogie. I'm kind of the same with as you. Like Deontay Wilder, the fighter. Let's take everything out of the equation. I like watching the dude fight. I do, but you know, the level of opposition, like you mentioned, hasn't been the best, which kind of puts you off. And also his out of the ring antics, for me, it puts me off anyway. But you know, Deontay Wilder in the ring. Basically, Luis Ortiz won onwards. I don't think he's been doing a bad job. So he fought Luis Ortiz, good opponent. He fought Tyson Fury, good opponent. Sorry, good opponent. I thought Tyson Fury was diminished. I didn't think he was the same fighter, but still a tricky guy, a tough fight. So 2018, he fought two good guys. Fair play, Deontay Wilder. 2019, Dominic Brazil, not a great fight, but it was a mandatory. And now Luis Ortiz too, not a great fight, but better than what Fury's been doing. So, I mean, listen, he's not taking the fights I want, but he's not the only guy. So I can't really sit here and just single out Deontay Wilder when Tyson Fury's been doing worse this year. So I'm not going to sit here and completely cuss the guy out and call him a bum and say he sucks and whatnot, because his year's been better than Tyson Fury's. I will say that much. And people can give me Otto Wallin this, Otto Wallin that. Yo, I'm telling you now, when that guy steps up again, he's going to get fucking leveled. He's not that good. Fury just made him look better than he was. Yeah, Big Stiff Idiot, I agree. Ultratech's got some brilliant intros. The Eubank one's my favourite. When he just pauses, he like pauses on Eubank Jr. certain parts, and it's like Eubank Jr. staring blankly into the distance. It's fucking hilarious. Oh dear. Oh my. Yeah, that is true, Stephen. White has beaten Parker, Chisora, Rivas back to back. Yep. But he's kind of ruined that now. He's kind of fucked it up. Autopsy Wallin. Autopsy Wallin. Tom Genital Schwartz. Yeah, man. Tyson Fury this year has been fighting a murderer's row. Jesus Christ. Yeah, D, that's also a good point. You know, Dillian White, Joseph Parker, it was a close fight. And let's be honest, one of those knockdowns was completely bogus. I think it was the first one, or was it the second one? I forget. But one of the knockdowns was bogus. And, he was kind of lucky to hold on at the end. The first Chisora fight, very close. The Rivas fight, as we know, all the antics. So, yeah, Dillian White, yeah, he's got some good wins, but we say it with Canelo, we've got to say it with Dillian White. There's asterisks next to these wins. Certainly the Rivas win. Certainly that win. And maybe even the Chisora win. But yeah. Boxing Virus. Tyson Fury, I believe, is interested in pursuing a WWE career. Yep. Yeah, we've got Ness Mendoza in the chat. Shout out to Ness Mendoza. What's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, you've got 2 accounts, Ness. Just realised you've got 2 accounts. But yeah, for me, Tyson Fury, my theory on Tyson Fury is I believe he is cashing out on his newfound fame. I think he's going to milk it for as long as he can. And when he needs to take that big fight, he'll take it. And when he takes that big fight, he will lose. I think Tyson Fury loses his next big fight, and that's it. He won't fight anymore. So he'll keep on milking this newfound fame. Maybe a few more appearances in WWE. Maybe one more bum fight. Then he'll fight somebody like Wilder, and he'll get knocked out and he'll retire. That's what I see. I'm just not feeling Tyson Fury right now. I don't really think he wants to fight anymore. That's my impression I get. I don't believe he wants to fight anymore. I don't really think I don't think he's concerned about being a great fighter. I don't think he's concerned about getting names on the resume. I think that's secondary. And yeah, D, that's a good point. I doubt Fury stays in the WWE. WWE is very taxing on the body. Yes, it is. People say it's fake. Yeah, it's scripted. Yeah, it's a lot of the stuff they do isn't fake. You can't fake being, suplexed or jumping off a top rope. You can't really fake that shit. But yeah, Fury's doing his thing, but we've got to be honest, man. All I'm saying is this: I'm a boxing fan. I don't particularly care about WWE. And as a boxing fan, has he really delivered for me since the Wilder fight? Nah. Did he deliver? He's delivered me one good fight since 2015. And as a boxing fan, you kind of expect a bit more than that, So, yeah, Fury's a good fighter. If Fury got his shit together and he was fully about boxing, I think he'd be the best guy in the division. But he's never been that guy. He's never been a guy who's totally given it his all or totally been focused for like years on end. He's always gone off the rails. He's always put on weight. He's erratic. That's just his character. And that will be his undoing. I think he will lose his next big fight. Whether that's like Wilder or whoever. I really think he'll lose it. Yeah, that Strowman guy, he made Fury look fucking anorexic. That dude's fucking massive. Yeah, George Michael, I totally agree, man. Tyson Fury as a fighter, listen, I think he's very good. He's the most skilled heavyweight out there in regards to like the big guys. He's the most skilled, but it does take more than that. And eventually, I believe his lack of professionalism and discipline will be his undoing. I mean, it's nearly been his undoing. Look at the Otto Wallin fight, didn't really take it seriously. Fight turned into a much harder fight than expected. The Steve Cunningham fight years ago, arsing around, he got dropped, and it was a really tough fight. The Wilder fight, concentration switched off, got dropped twice, cost him the fight. Eventually, this will lead to him losing the fight. Eventually. But, I think some people have gone overboard on Tyson Fury, to be honest with you. Yo, Chelsea are getting absolutely fucked. Chelsea 1, Ajax 4. You love to see it. Jesus Christ. Ajax are fucking... That's insane. I didn't really expect that. Jesus. Yeah, always on my Tovalev. Fury's numbers are atrocious in the US. The Charlos outdo Fury here. He should quit trying to be a celeb outside the ring and fight. Totally agree, man. I totally agree. But I don't think he's interested in fighting. I really don't. Like I heard, well, basically both of Fury's fights in America have flopped big time. Like they was giving away tickets and God knows what else. So ESPN are going to want a return on their investment, surely. Maybe they try and make him fight Jarrell Miller or something like that. And, when they cash out against Wilder, that's when they'll cash out. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm not surprised, Shepherd of Sons. I'm not surprised Usyk did better than Fury in the States. Usyk's last fight against Chaz Witherspoon was sold out, pretty much. Yeah, boxing virus. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Fury versus Miller makes sense for ESPN because the shit talk is there. It's going to get people interested. Whether we like it or not, Jarrell Miller's name now is as big as it's ever been because of the drug test failures. His name, his name's not in a good standing, but he's like notorious. It's out there now. So Miller's next fight is going to get a lot of attention, whether we like it or not. And Fury versus Miller, I think that does good business. Certainly, like in terms of viewership, like people would be interested. I think so anyway. I'd watch it. I'd watch Fury versus Miller. I think, listen, man, I Tyson Fury should win that fight, but I think Jarrell Miller, if that guy is still getting the benefits of that good shit, of that juice, he'll give Tyson Fury a lot of problems. I believe so. I still believe Tyson Fury wins, but it's not going to be a mirror image of the second fight with Chisora, for example. Miller will give him some tough moments, in my opinion. Nandrolone versus HGH versus EPO and something else, and something else, and something else. Yeah. Yeah, Chelsea are getting absolutely mullered. Can't believe it. It's good to see, though. It's good to see. Yeah, smash the like, lads. It helps us out. Like I say, that's what all the big YouTubers say. So we'll say it as well. Smash the like, lads. Speaking of, obviously, we have Inoue versus Donaire on Thursday. Anything on Saturday? Oh, no. I remember. It's fucking KSI. KSI Logan Paul. And you've got Billy Joe on the undercard fighting an Argentinian dude. We'll see how that pans out. But, yeah. Shepherd of Sons. Oh, Stephen Lawler. That's a very good shout. And that's a very good fight. I totally forgot about that fight. Jamel Herring versus Lamont Roach Jr. Very good fight. I've only seen a little bit of Lamont Roach Jr. And he looks okay. I don't think Jamel Herring is the strongest world champion out there. So that should be a good fight. I like Lamont Roach Jr. from a outside the ring perspective. I've seen a few of his interviews. Comes across really well. I like Jamel Herring too. He's a veteran out there. So, yeah, that's a good fight, man. Two classy guys. Two classy dudes, man. I mean, Jamel Herring versus Lamont Roach. Wasn't Pulev supposed to be on that undercard? Sorry, Kubrat Pulev. I heard Pulev was supposed to be on that undercard. Let's have a look because it wasn't showing on BoxRec. On BoxRec, it literally just shows. It just shows the main event, and that's it. I don't know. Whatever. Let's go on Wikipedia. Oh yeah, Pulev is fighting this weekend. There you go. Kubrat Pulev versus Rydell Booker. Jesus Christ. Fuck me. Yo, man, unrivaled. Man, you didn't have to do that, man. But thank you very much. And yeah, no problem, man. It's no problem at all. Yeah, we've been chopping it up now for fucking hell. Yeah, it must be 2 years. Must be coming up to 2 years, man. Yeah, man, that's crazy. It is actually that long. I think I found you through Beats, maybe. Or I first heard you on Beats' channel. Unrivaled dropping the fucking cash, man. He's making it rain. He's making it rain. Now, Nes Mendoza, man, you're part of the family. We're all part of the degenerate fucking family here. Stemming from the BDA crew, you know, we're all a bunch of degenerates. Chelsea have scored. It's 4-2 now. Yeah, Mark's dropping the big one, man. He's making it rain in here. He's making it rain. And by the way, I'm sure you guys know already, but Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News, he's got his own channel. Again, creates a lot of content. So check his channel out for a start. And also make sure to check out his second channel, Mark's Boxing Focus, because his current channel is going through a copyright review because of the fucking idiots at DAZN filing a false copyright claim. So what we'll do is we'll put a link in the description for his second channel. Let me have a look at this. There we go. It's probably a good idea, man, though, to get a second channel anyway. It's a good shout. Just in case they pull some fuck shit again. Hang on, I think I fucked it up. Typing like an absolute spastic. Yeah, ignore that last message. I'm gonna drop it again. One second, lads. We've confused ourselves here. Let's get rid of that shit. Yeah, Dominic, I saw that. Andre Gomez. Yeah, that was a bad injury. That was a bad injury. Like his ankle, man. Hopefully he recovers because he's a good player. He's a good player. I felt he was good for you guys last season anyway, Andre Gomez. Shepherd of Sons. Dell Dell has enough for his nose candy obsession this week. Yeah, exactly. We don't touch drugs over here. We're not straight edge. That's a lie. We do drink a little bit. I have attempted to give up the smokes. I never used to smoke. It's literally been the last 6 months I've started to smoke, man. So I'm gonna try and give it up. I don't know why I started. I think a lot of it was just like stress, and I used it in those situations originally. So when I was stressed or wound up, I'd smoke, and after that, it's a slippery slope. So you'll smoke when you're stressed, and then you'll start to smoke when you're bored or on a night out when you're socializing, and before you know it, you know, you're smoking all the time. So yeah, I'm gonna quit. Captain Marvel caused the stress. Yeah, I don't even talk to her anymore, man. Captain Marvel. I don't talk to her anymore, man. Not that I'm disappointed. So we've currently got like We've got one chick on the go at the minute, one link, and she's all right. The only problem with that one, it's like an hour's drive from where I live, so I've got to go out my way to see her. But yeah, I'm not. I don't have any like major concerns at the minute. I'm okay. I'm okay. But yeah, she's definitely the one I'm currently seeing. Definitely isn't the one. Put it that way. Just a bit of fun. Yeah, it stays up there for a long fucking time. A long fucking time. Timmy Nealon, make her commute. She doesn't drive, man. She doesn't drive. Mind you, I guess she could take a fucking train. That is true. But I'm ever the gentleman, of course. So yeah, I'll drive it. I'll drive it. If she doesn't put out though, I'll be fucking fuming. I probably wouldn't see her again, to be honest. If I drove that way and she didn't put out, I'd be fuming. That'd be it. It'd be over. That'd be over. Fuck that. Max Kuckerman, nah, hardly, man. This year's been terrible, mate. Honestly, it's been awful in regards to females. I've done terrible, but we're okay at the minute, man. We're okay. Train, bus, bike, walk. Yeah, no, it's an hour's drive from me, so she can't fucking walk. But yeah, train she could get. I think there's a train line. I think. But yeah, she's all right. What's going on here? Sorry, I was watching the football. Some cunts got sent off, for Ajax. Jesus Christ, that's a mad game, Yeah, Steve, and I get into the same kind of, the same kind of situation where you just get lazy, man. You don't really put yourself out there to meet new chicks. Yeah, I do that as well, man. I do that as well. But sometimes you just have to get yourself out there. Go to social events, go clubbing, and if you got like decent enough confidence, it's easier than you think, man. Because when I first started to go out with my mates clubbing, when I was like I was younger than 18, like 17, I used to be terrible with like talking to girls and shit like that. But after a while, man, you just realize there's really not much to it. And originally, basically getting fucking wasted was how I realized. Well, it made me realize how easy it was to talk to girls, because when I was wasted, yeah, I could like really talk to girls. I could be confident, and I could put myself out there, and it would always work. Like I'd always do really well. And it made me realize, well, you just have to replicate that confidence when you're sober. Jobs are good, and that's all it is, man. You got to, put yourself out there, be semi-confident, and go from there, man. If you get rejected, move on to the next one. It is what it is, man. It's not that. It's not that. It's not that tough. It's not that tough. Yeah, it's crazy unrivaled. It's a crazy game. It's a crazy game. I think that is, it's definitely a penalty. Funny shit. Yo, young OG, what's going on, man? How you doing? Okay, you work on. I work in Sloane Street. A lot of sad faces in the morning. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, bro, I'm from the UK. We're just talking some shit, man. Talking some boxing, talking random shit. Unrifled. Does he score or miss? Jorginho, he's already scored one penalty. Does he score or miss? Salute, man. Hang on, I'm just watching this penalty. I've been unprofessional. Yeah, Dominic, Sky showing Inoue. Inoue, Donaire. Sky action, 12 o'clock midday. Good penalty. 4-3. to Ajax. Yeah, exactly, Max. Exactly. It's weird because like the current chick I'm messing around with at the minute, so she's actually like a fucking like I've checked a lot of social media out and that, and she's like one of those fucking feminist types, right? But she's not fucking feminist with me, mate. Trust me. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of dudes like when they see that sort of shit, they kind of simp out and they try and play up to they try and like come across as a certain type of dude when they want to be fucking ploughed, mate. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I think Chelsea are going to get it back, Dominic. So do I. I think they'll equalise and it'll be a draw. But a lot of it with women, man. Don't be a simp because you ain't going to get anywhere. I realised that at a young age, man. Like being a captain saver doesn't really get you laid, to be honest. It's not the way to go about it. And I learned that at like 16, 17. That was my first fucking game plan. That's how and you learn from it. And yeah, Ajax have got 2 red cards. Jesus. That's crazy. Yeah, what's up, Trayvon? That's crazy, man. Yeah, Chelsea are going to get this back. You'd hope so. Yeah, the Joe Gallagher game plans. Big stiff idiot, 100%. The Shepherd of Sons, I dated a vegan and feminist combo. She was pretty nice, honestly. Yeah, I've had a feminist, not a vegan, from what I know. Having said that, well, we won't go there. This is a family show. We won't go there. 4-4, that's a great finish. Yeah, that's a hell of a game, man. That's a hell of a game. It's a family show, man. We're not gonna divulge too much information, but yeah, Trayvon, man. If you're looking for a chick, I think this is the wrong place, man. I don't think there's one chick in the chat. I can just give you my really bad advice, which works for me but may not work for other people. Fake it till you make it, man. Yeah, it's a good finish. Seats and socks wanted. I'm looking for a Thai lady boy. Yeah, that profile picture as well, man. Jesus Christ. Oh Christ. This is beautiful, man. The Adam Smith pictures, man. Adam Smith profiles never get old. Yeah, Chelsea are going to win this, you know. Oh Jesus, they're going to fuck him. Good game, man. Hell of a game. Hell of a game. Can't believe Ajax fucked it up. Yeah, where's Duck anyway? Where's Duck gone? My number 1 Dutchman. Taking the piss earlier, man. Where's Duck? He's ducking now. Best Thai ladyboy is Jeffrey. Stephen Lawler, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Adam Smith who stole Shannon Courtney's socks. So yeah, man. I don't rate Shannon Courtney. I really don't. And I don't mean as a boxer. I just don't. She's not my type, man. Shannon Courtney's the type of girl you'd go for in a club because, like, she's of low enough standard where she'd probably say, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Get a couple of beers down you, bit of Dutch courage, you know, maybe it kind of blurs out her, you know, rougher aspects, and then you can go from there. But yeah, Shannon Courtney's the type I'll try and pull her on a night out, but I wouldn't take her home to my fucking parents, put it that way. Do you know what I mean? But a lot of people rate Shannon Courtney. I don't see it. I don't see it. My favourite female boxer is what's her face? The chick who signed with Matchroom, the American chick, McCaskill. She's alright. She's quite nice, but yeah, not Shannon Courtney. Not fucking Shannon Courtney. Jessica McCaskill, Cecilia, whatever her name is, Cecilia Breakhouse. She's quite nice. Trying to think of any others. Yeah, Jackal. I agree, man. Yeah, McCaskill's nice. Like, even when she's not fucking like wearing makeup and shit, she's cute as fuck. So yeah, I rate McCaskill. Oh, sick play. 5-4 Chelsea. That's crazy, man. Yeah, Cecilia's nice boxing virus. Yeah, Cecilia's Bay. McCaskill's Bay. Yeah, this is a hell of a game, man. 5-4 Chelsea. Madness. Stephen Lawler here to hit on Savannah Marshall. I've got to be honest, I'm not a big fan of Savannah Marshall, and I'll be honest, I don't rate Savannah Marshall at all, man. Not for me. Not for me. She's a big fucking girl as well. Like, she's broad. Oh, Nes Mendoza. Are you a Man United fan? I am. I'm a United fan. But this is a hell of a game. Hell of a game. Savannah Marshall looks like Darren Till. Yeah, I see it now. Now you've said it. I see it. Perfect. Nes Mendoza, my good sir. You are now one of the elite. You're one of my favourite subs now. Man United fan. You can't go wrong. We need to do better though, man. You know, it's depressing being a United fan right now. We're doing so bad. So bad. Oh, it's no goal. Hang on. No goal. Fuck's sake. I don't know who it is unrivaled. I'll have to Google it. Notice how I say it. I've got to Google it. Let's have a look. Fuck's sake. What we'll do is... Hang on, let's... Mariana Juarez. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. Yeah, Vivian Obanoff isn't too bad. Yeah, Dominic, at the start of the season, I felt you guys were going to be like a dark horse. I felt Everton would have a good season, but not panned out. I liked your signings, man. Some of your signings impressed me, but yeah, man, terrible start for you guys. I don't get why you're not playing Moise Keane. You spend all that money on him, he's on the bench half the time. Corruption in boxing. Clarissa Shields makes my pecker harder than marble floors. Oh, dear. Yeah, this game is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Ajax would do well to hold on here to a point with 9 men. Okay, Liverpool are winning 2-1. Who are Liverpool playing, by the way? Who are Liverpool playing? Dell's doing a smash or pass. Please share, Dell. Laugh out loud. Holly Dunaway. McGregor would light her up. Let's have a look at this chick. Holly Dunaway. Ugh. Are you serious? I don't think she's all that, mate. Nah. Nah. Not for me, mate. Yeah, Shevchenko from the UFC. She's all right, Stephen Lawler. I agree. She's all right. Another one from the UFC I don't mind is that Polish chick. What's her name? Like Joanna Jędrzejczyk or something like that. I shouldn't find her attractive, but for some reason I do. I don't know why. Yeah, Misha Tate. She's quite nice. Nez Mendoza. What the fuck is that link, man? That looks like a dodgy ass link unrivaled. Let's click it. Oh no, it's okay. Yeah, she looks okay in that picture, but still not. Nah, it's something about her. It's not for me. I think I might have incriminated myself by saying Joanna. Unrivaled. He's not having it. He's not having it. Yeah, in fact, Joanna, I think it's her voice that does it for me, man. That voice. So I wouldn't kick her out of bed, man. But yeah, Misha Tate has nudes online as well. Her nudes got leaked. Misha Tate. So if you want to see what she looks like butt naked, go for it. Stephen Lawler's having regrets about Savannah Marshall. So you should. Okay, who's this chick? Chantel Cameron. I forgot what she looks like. Chantel Cameron. She's the chick who looks good in some pictures and terrible in others. I probably would, you know. I wouldn't say no, probably. Yeah, I'd give it a go. At least she actually looks like a girl. Yeah, why not? Ebony Bridges, okay. Let's have a look at this one. Next time, if I do this again, I'll fucking put the screen share on. But yeah, she's not too bad, you know. This Ebony Bridges, whatever her name is. She's all right. She ain't too bad, you know. Thoughts on Terry Harper? I'm going to have to Google her, mate. I'm going to have to Google her. I don't know. Nah, not for me, man. Not for me. Nah. I'm not having it. Layla Ali would still get it. She used to be right back in the day, but now, let's have a look. Layla Ali, 2019. Would she still get it? Yeah, she'd still get it. Would she still get it? Yeah, why not? Yeah, she would. She'd still get it. Yeah, I agree. Unrivaled. I agree. I'm going to wrap this up in about 5 minutes. I need to make a phone call, which I promised somebody. I think at 10 to. I need to wrap this up. But what I'll do is next stream I plan on streaming in the week one more time. So maybe tomorrow night, maybe Thursday night, and I'll have people on so we can talk some shit. You know, talk some shit. It's well known that Dell likes Clarissa Shields, of course. 100%. She's one of my favourites. One of my favourites. I love her weigh-ins, man. Who wouldn't? The Tenants ring girls. The Takate ring girls are getting it. Yeah, the Takate ones are nice. There's one chick on Top Rank. Oh, the black chick, man. She is fucking fine, man. Yeah, she is so nice. There's that one, and there's another chick who's with the fucking Scouse one on Matchroom. She's nice, you know. Yeah, Unrivaled, man. Go for it. What I'll do is I'll re-put the link in. Let's have a look. Let me get the link. I literally had it right in front of me, you know. I see you're nearly up to 100 subs, though. That's fucking quick. That's fucking quick. Right, here we go. That is Unrivaled's second channel, aka McGregor. That's his second channel, so check it out. Yeah, I'm the same, Stephen. Like, I've left comments on people's videos or in live streams, and I look like an illiterate fucking clown. But a lot of it is just typos on the phone and whatnot. And yeah. Jennifer McSweeney. Who the fuck is that? Yeah, I like Amanda Serrano. She's not too bad. That's a good shout. Plus, I liked the fact she fucking beat what's her face, Heather Hardy, who I can't stand. Fucking can't stand Heather Hardy. Again, that's another one they rate high. Is fucking Heather Hardy. I'm not a fan. Yeah, that's the one. Jennifer McSweeney. Yeah, she's fucking fine. Yeah, I'm browsing through her Instagram now. She's got some nice ass. Fucking hell, I love going on Instagram and, you know, checking out. If you check out a chick, just look at the comments, man. Some of these comments, fucking hell, it's hilarious, man. I love it. It's jokes. Fucking hell. Heather Hardy looks like kinky fun, man. Nah, not Heather Hardy, bro. Not Heather Hardy. I couldn't. I probably could, but I wouldn't enjoy it. I wouldn't enjoy it. Yeah, that'd be a good fucking intro, Unrivaled. No, not November. I failed that already, man. I failed that already. Yeah, Jennifer's a smash, 100%. Yeah. Anyway, lads, I need to make a phone call, so I need to wrap this up. Um, Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to Unrivaled for the massive super chat. I was not expecting that. Also, G Boogie as well dropped a super chat. So thank you guys very much. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the support. Next couple of videos, I aim to do a Povetkin Hunter prediction and also a Wilder Ortiz prediction. I aim on doing those tomorrow. Whether they're up tomorrow or not, I don't know. But yeah, expect those soon. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this stream. Sorry I sound like shit. I've got a bit, like I said, I've got a bit of a cold. But yeah, thank you for bearing with me. Peace.